So, I'm out on a bike. I've just done a little intro on where I'm heading. I'm heading down to go and get some camera systems fitted on the bike. I'm just going to do a little bit of a talk about what I'm doing and where I'm heading. Now, I've positioned in lane 2. No point not when you're on a bike. Is this Land Rover a problem? No. Happy. So you've got that extra power to get going. Just a little bit of caution with the black one. No problem. Is that Aintree Boats van going to be reversing out? No. So I'm just going to have a little talk about what I'm looking at whilst I'm on the bike. The same processes that I use in the car are going to be apparent. I'm going to be looking for anyone invading my space. I'm going to be keeping an observation one to the right. We're all good. And I'm going to make sure that I could stop and the distance to see is clear. So a little bit of caution when you're going past people. I'm going to turn right at these lights. So when's the space coming? Is this second bus going to park? No. But there is a gap on its way. Do what I can again to just keep things moving. Maybe not. So sit in the back brake, that keeps you still, if you could find it. Gee whiz, that one very good, Ash. And then you're all then ready to move off when the lights change. Okay, that was the first hill start I've done on the bike since I've had it. Not too bad. So what am I thinking here? If that one hadn't have turned, I was thinking probably in this sort of space. The girl's going to be in a car. I don't think they're going to be moving away quick enough, but I'm just going to be taking the middle of my lane. That one's pulling in. It's all fine. No one's following me. It's all good. And we've got the part of vehicle on the left. Brake lights have just come off that, so no, they haven't come back on. Maybe it was I just didn't see them come off. Maybe it was just in between the cars. A little bit of caution until we can see both sides of the crossing. Car on the right. There's obviously someone in it because there's lights on. And we're all okay. Just slow down to a 20 limit. I am going to be doing that. Just keep an eye on this one very close behind now. I'm still going to be obeying the speed limits even when I'm on a motorbike. It's not going to get her there any quicker, but how do you deal with situations like this? Well, you just make certain that you're seeing things in good time and you're slowing down smoothly, and gradually people say, oh, don't want to slow down because there's a vehicle close behind. Absolute rubbish. You need to slow down and you need to do it as early as you possibly can, and that's key to it. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to head up. I've got a little bit of time before I need to be down in Crosby, so I'm going to do a little route through Southport Road roundabouts, and then we'll go and have a little look at some more busy stuff. Okay, swapping feet round. To put it into neutral, then sit on the brake. That's a common thing, that you have to have a little shuffle with your feet, so you've got to be really switched on. So what I'm talking about, I'm sitting with my right foot on the back brake at the minute. Generally, it's considered a little bit safer. But now, oh no, opposite traffic goes first here, I think. But what you've got to do, because your right foot's on and you're changing gear with your left foot, you've got to put your right foot down, change gear, and then possibly have a little shuffle back onto the brake again. So let's have a little look at doing this. So how many vehicles are coming from over on that side? Not loads. I'm going to do it now. Right foot down, clutch down into gear, left foot down, right foot back on the brake. So a little shuffle. And we've got a little gap over that far side, and our lights are going to change. A couple of little lifesavers, and then away we go. Eyes are down at a reasonable time as well. Like I said, it's did say in a previous video, but it's one thing that I'm not too happy with my HJC helmet, that it not really that happy sitting just above open. Anyway, I'm going to do a right turn at the roundabout, so little lane change. Take my time getting to the crossing, flow through, not a problem. So I'm doing the same at roundabouts as I do in a car, looking for space. The red one, white van, if it goes ahead, I'm off. Sound, signal's still on, not a problem. And then have a look at the crossing early, no one's there, checking left signal, and then away we go. Alright, no problems. So early observation, looking nice and far. It's the same with anything, it's the same with riding a push bike all the way up to driving the biggest, heaviest vehicles. So I'm going to turn right at this one. Even now I'm planning my space. Very good. All tidy. Is that guy going to be crossing in front? He's seen me. What's he doing? He's slowing. He's giving me enough information. Good old Liverpool fan. Okay. So, next set of lights, big gap. One to the right, I'm just watching. They're alright. Start to have a little look at them. Don't forget, you are less seen on a motorbike. Even though people should take care, you cannot just take it as a given that people are going to see you. It's not going to be the case. Think of giveaways. I heard this from someone on Twitter recently. I liked it. He's at I think he's a experienced motorcyclist. I think he's got a little bit of police background as well. He said giveaways are might not giveaways. It's a lovely way to think about it, so I'm nicking that one. All good. So again, I'm going to sit with me back brake on. It's less important this time because I've got traffic behind me, so I could just literally just hold the bike here. We're not on a hill. I'm watching a traffic light over there to the left hand side. I'm watching the flow and space in traffic. Yeah, still on green over on that side. When filter traffic finishes is often the time that we're going to go. It's not the case here though, because green light's still over. Oh, it's just changed onto amber now. Into gear. Little checks, blind spots now. And away we go. Use a little bit of power to be off and away. That is the benefit of motorbike. You can be out of trouble before it even starts a lot of the time. But always be ready of people trying to race. I do the same. I've done the same in a car, don't forget, where I've talked about I might move away a little quicker, but then that doesn't necessarily mean I'm racing, but other people take it as that. Now I am going to go right at this roundabout using a quick shifter. Need to slow a little bit more just so I arrived into that space. Taxi's okay. White one I'm looking at now. Happy with the white one. Left shoulder, left signal. Not giving way to him. Wasn't quite up to that point where he was going to be ready to cross. And it's also something that motorcyclists do have to be a little more aware of as well, just as cyclists do, giving way to people at the exits or roundabouts. Not enough know the rules. I'm talking about motorists, cyclists, pedestrians. Not enough people know the rules, so it's still sketchy as hell to do this properly and safely how it's designed. These rules, just a little bit, while I'm talking about them, these rules about giving way to pedestrians on the entrance and exits to junctions are perfectly fine for the really good. I can deal with it. I'm sure many of my viewers can deal with it and do deal with it, but it's the people who aren't very good can't deal with it. They see things late, they slam on late, and then obviously there's a bigger risk with people behind. So they weren't well thought out, these rules. I think the DVSA were pressured by certain lobby groups and they caved in a little bit. It might have even been from a little higher up in government, but anyway, we will never know. But it's an absolute shit show. But as normal, deal with other people's mistakes. That's all we're going to be ever doing on this channel. See whether we can make it better. Guy's just looking over his shoulder. I think he's okay. So, bend in the road, position to take up is out here. Just going to use my quick shifter to not have to use the clutch. Nice wide course, giving me a good view. Here's one thing, so start off in position 3. I tend to come back to the middle of the lane as I exit. Is that the correct thing to do? What do you do in a situation like that, or do you stay in 3 a little longer? Okay, we've got roundabout to do. I'm just going to find my way on. I'm going to take the second exit. There's the van going. Bus is okay as well. I'm going to head towards C4. Just checking people around me before we get anywhere near the exit. That one's going round. Cyclist up ahead, not the one wheeling, the one coming out is the one, or the two coming out, especially the one on the Alecki one. They're okay, they've got back on. Fella's going to be clear. I'm going to make sure he's clear and not rushed. So all of these things that I'm doing on the bike are so simple because it's what I do all the time. It's just if you can operate this thing to suit. At the moment I'm still learning. I know I've been in receipt of a motorcycle license for 24 years or so, but it's getting back used to operating a different type of machine, and a machine that's got a fair bit more grunt than a couple of the bikes I had at the beginning when I did most of my riding on. So honestly, it's a learning process. Learn to walk before you run. So road just bends round to the right, position good, out to this left hand side, just opens the corner up, making sure we're all good. And this is where I would go back now, because it's clear, back into probably the middle, and then assess my position to exit the corner. Position 3 at the minute, a little bit wider. People to the right are looking, so I'm suspecting they're going to cross the road, but he's deciding to go after. Sound, no issues with that. I must admit, when I learned to ride, there wasn't loads that I remember, probably more to the point, on positioning to do different things, but it's just what makes logical sense. I need to be to this side a little bit more because the danger's more with the bus side. Here I am going to stay in position 3. I'm going to stay out to this side a little bit more just because I don't want to be in the middle. No signals required, checking every junction and out and through. Not so bad positioning here and staying out because we've got the parked cars a little bit further up. No one's to my side. Minibus has got plenty of space. Pete's parked in there to the right hand side, which is alright. I taught Pete to be an instructor. I think I taught half of Liverpool by now. So So positioning here, I do spend a fair bit of time driving in the middle of the lane. I've heard some people say though that you shouldn't because it's full of grit and grime and bits and bobs. I get that as well, but I just take a position to suit each situation to really minimise risk. That's what I try and do in situations like this and any riding situations. So we've got a no entry to the right, one-way street up ahead. I am going to turn right. No one's coming from that road, so we're all good. What position here to do this? Honestly, I think I would just stay pretty central. Interesting one, because the cars coming from ahead turning their left, my right, would have priority, so I was just making sure they were okay. That one's turning. We've got some roadworks a little bit further up, so already I'm going to get myself out, just aware of the Peugeot. Happy. And I'm not going to filter. This vehicle to the right hand side looks as though it's not going in my direction, so we're okay. I'm going to do my little foot shuffle here. I think I am. So sit with my foot on the foot brake until we see these vehicles coming up behind. I'm protected by them now, so I'm going to come off the foot brake. Just relax. Okay, I must admit I've really enjoyed riding a bike for the. I've ridden a couple of 100 miles on it. It's not been much. It's exactly the type of bike and seating position that I was after. Well happy with it. Make a difference when we have the CarPlay screen in here. But any screen, don't forget, is a distraction. So limit your time to looking at them. I've got the integrated headset into the helmet that I haven't even switched on. Not even going to bother either, to be fair. I'm just going to leave that. Not interested in answering phone calls. Not going to be listening to any music while I'm doing a little piece to camera, so leave it off. So I just had to be careful of the white one. The queuing traffic on the other side is something that can cause issues for people in this lane. Nice space has opened up for me in lane 1. Fella crossing shouldn't be an issue. This one to the right now, the lady walking with a phone, she's the one I'm watching. If our lights change, you've got to be careful. They won't change. What should I do with my feet? Don't need anything behind because we've got someone protecting us again. So, it's no different, is it? You've heard all this stuff before when I've been in the car, so honestly, operating a different type of vehicle if you got the correct mindset, not that much of a problem. Lights should change shortly, would have thought, unless it's that junction over to the right. It is. I'm going to leave it in gear, I think, because there's not that much coming. Definitely a gap now. All good either side of me. Where do I want to be with this start off? Depends how quickly this BMW goes away. I'm good. Sound. So no worries with that. What's the van doing up ahead? I'm just gonna take a little position a little bit further out because you've got a couple of parked cars and I think I can time these lights, but again, just being aware of what could happen now. Is the van going to need a little bit of extra space? Possibly. What's he doing? Have a look in the mirror with people as well. Crossing okay. Not worth ragging it because we've got the red lights up ahead. I think what I'm going to do is go straight on for a little bit and head down to where I've got to go to down the far end. So where's the van going? Let's just get that one dispatched. I had a little problem there with the blue BMW that was to my left hand side, they were coming up and closing the space down, so I'd rather be out the way and gone. There's always a potential for slowing down and giving way, totally get that, but even though I might have broken the speed limit a little bit there, instantly then pull it back down. This one's doing the same thing. I'm not going to battle with that one. Just taking a commanding position, giving the learner time to move out around the coach, and the van is nicely tucked in behind. There's a little bit of a buffer between myself and the blue BMW. Are they overtaking? No, they're going on the opposite side of the road. That's okay. So down into Crosby. I know it very well, but I don't spend that much time down here nowadays. If I was honest, it's a nice place to teach students. Yeah, we're having that one. Not a problem. So here, I can again swap my foot round. I'm going to leave it in gear, I think. Type of crossing's a puffin crossing. It's going to wait till the fella gets that side, sensors pick up on him, and then they'll change. Blue Citroen to my right. It's just held back. Crossing's okay, so just had to be careful of again with the blue Citroen. That's fine. Road closed ahead, so I am going to do the right turn. My phone's going, but I'm just going to ignore it. It's interesting. I've put this down to one lane, just so you can get rid of this phone call. Call declined. That was easy enough to do on my bike. Fair play. Yeah, this used to be 2 lanes. I don't know how long it's been since they've done this, but interesting. Shows you how long I've not been down here for. Still the same. Look for spaces and traffic. When that white MJ Quinn van goes, we're not going to be that long, but saying that, I can see a green light just over there. So we ain't going just yet. Blue Citroen disappeared, so I'm just dealing with the guy in the silver van who has been decent in his positioning and what he's been doing. Thought we were going to go then. Green light's still on. Should we pop it back into neutral again? As soon as I do, that light will change though. There you go, neutral, still on green. Still on green. Was a good shout, stick it into neutral. It's easier to see the amber on those lights. There we go. So this used to be 2 lanes round, but they've changed it all to 1. It was always a little bit awkward when it was 2. So I'm going to take the second exit at the roundabout. Again, no interest in filtering. What should I do with my feet? He's okay behind again. I think I'm just going to stay put with me foot in the back brake. Gaps. What about the lady? I'm just flowing into that space. White Mercedes is the problem. Let's have a quick look at the Audi coming up quick behind as well. Yeah, I had to be careful of the pedestrian on his phone zombies. Okay, so there's a little bit going on there. That was quite a good little situation. Same guy behind, so that makes things a lot easier. It's amazing when you've got someone behind you that does seem to drive properly and is not impatient, how easier life becomes. So all the people in a rush, all you do is just cause more issues. Okay, where do I want to be with the white van? Cyclist is just coming out. Get off your phone, mate. Honestly, that needs to be banned. The tension goes away and then you rely on other people to look after you. Not good. Okay, can't see much at the junction, so it's a closed one. Okay, all sound with that. Still got a little bit of a gruff throat, everyone. Apologies if I'm coughing into the mic. Space now with the silver one. I'm better off arriving when there's more space. Don't forget that. People just carry on and then they're at risk for a longer time. It's quite straightforward, to be honest. Okay, no issues. Another roundabout. Crossing also might be a little issue before we get there. Oops, turn my signal off. Not good. I'm still missing that on occasions as well. Need it on now. Should have a little go at the self-cancelling ones, to be honest. A little bit of an awkward situation. Keep wide, make sure no one's going to come through on the left side. I'm going to turn left at the roundabout. Gap after the Corsa potentially, if the Mercedes isn't turning. Happy. Okay, there's he going. Slow, gear down again. There is a space. Might be reversing on his path, so that's all fine. Got priority, so what position here to be seen? What am I saying to the Lexus by being here? Perfect. Thank you. So communication is still very important when you're on a motorbike. It's extremely important on any machine you operate on the road. But what should I do here? Ready to give way. What's the white one just told me? I think they're holding back. Thank you. Roundabout, we're turning right. All good, no issues. That one's staying there, no. So just accommodate. Blue one going to come out, I think that was the same Citroen from before. Refuge lorry is out and gone, and we're nearly down in Crosby to where we've got to go. Okay, just a little one just to give people an idea of how I operate a motorcycle. Road use, good road use is good road use. People say, oh, it's totally different on a motorbike, it's totally different on a bike. Push bike I'm talking. The answer is no. It's not. If you're thinking about the things that I go on about all the time, honestly, it's no different. So this lady, I am going to hold back and let her go if this fella doesn't. Well done, sir. I'm good to go. I'm going to wrap this up and speak to everyone soon. Thanks for tuning in. If you ride, keep riding safely.